evening, it's me, JC. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Alice in Chains Dirt reissue. And should you buy it, especially if you have the music on vinyl version. So, a few months ago, they announced that Alice in Chains Dirt was going to be reissued, and it was a celebration for many people that have been waiting for this album. This album has been in print most of the last 10 years, but sometime during the pandemic, music on vinyl stopped pressing it. Most likely because Alice in Chains was taking over the release of their back catalog, which they did with Facelift a few years ago, and what a fantastic pressing this is. And that instantly almost sold out, and I think now it's going for between $60 and $100, which is crazy. Hopefully they repress that. So when music on vinyl stopped pressing it, the prices of those releases went through the roof. Now, I own the music on vinyl version up until about 2 months ago, where I sold it to a friend. I gave him a really great price on it because I knew I was going to be buying this reissue. And the music on vinyl, it did scare me because, man, maybe this wouldn't be as good as the music on vinyl. But I can tell you that if you're an Alice in Chains fan, you should probably own both, because there's definitely some items about this release that I think stand alone. If you're a collector or you're a fan, that's going to make you want to buy this album. First off is the cover. And hopefully I can show a version of the music on vinyl cover, and this cover is the closest we've gotten to, I feel, like the original pressing of the album cover. It seems like with music on vinyl, many of their covers for this album were a much like deeper orange, almost red. I think they may have done that because they didn't have the original cover photo and they were trying to take away from the pixelization. That was always my thought process. But the biggest reason I would say is going to be that this is pressed on 2 LPs, which all other versions of this album were pressed on 1. So there's a ton of compression on those deep tracks. This is like almost an hour long. I think it's 58 minutes long. So tons of compression when you got into the weeds on this album, which certainly hurt the dynamics. With this pressed on 2 LPs, it sounds incredible. Now, I will tell you that this is cut extremely hot. It blew out my speakers. Not literally, my speakers are fine, but it is loud. But it's not one of those albums that is loud and it takes away from the dynamics of the album. It's a very quiet pressing. The soft parts of the album sound beautiful, and when it kicks in, there's an intensity to it. It is definitely a fantastic pressing. I absolutely love it, and I'm excited to own it. So hopefully you go get it too. So I would say my recommendation is, even if you own the music on vinyl pressing, this is a great pressing to own. It does have the original insert, just so everybody sees, and it is with the Columbia labels. So very, very cool. Go get it. It's awesome. Peace. Rock out. Love you guys. Bye.